a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better, 'cause we're taking you higher, You can be entertaining, so educated, making you so independent. Through Mindwealth comes on, helping communities. Mindwealth comes on, individuals and organizations. Mindwealth comes on, Mindwealth comes on.
Good evening, Plateau. Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to another edition of Mindwealth for Life and Living. I'm going to be your host today, and I'll be interviewing Dr. Kingsley Mayowa. As you all know, Mindwealth for Life and Living is an initiative of Network Consult to help you acquire the mindset, attitude, and aptitude required to make a success in every and any area of your life, be it marriage, business, career, politics, governance, and all of whatnot. We also help you to achieve and maintain a sound mind and helping you to live the life of abundance that you deserve. On today's program, we'll be talking about stigma, discrimination, and mental illnesses. As we all know, stigma is when someone sees you in a negative way because of an illness, disability, or a disadvantage, and in turn, this disability or illness makes them begin to discriminate you. That is, treat you in a negative way because of the illness, disability, or circumstances in which you find yourself. And we'll be talking more about it, the effects on us, especially people suffering from mental illnesses. We're going on a short break now. When we come back, we'll start the discussion for the day. Please stay tuned at the
Mindwealth comes on. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better.
My name is Dr. Kingsley Mayowa. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Network Consult Training and Development. At Network Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, to cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society. We do this through our training seminars, workshops, and conferences on the issues of mental health promotion, peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among trainings, seminars, workshops that we have done for individuals and organizations like this, Network Consult also holds the Strategic Planning and Goal Setting Seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the Financial Independence and Wealth Creation Seminar on the 1st of October every year. We also have the issues of mental health promotions on the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We invite you to avail yourself of any of our trainings, workshops, and conferences at Network Consult so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Mindwealth comes on. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be.
Letting us know about our guest of today's program. We have Dr. Kingsley Mayowa. He is the consultant psychiatrist in JUTS and the CEO of Mindwealth Medical Services and Center for Addiction Management. Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much, Jesse. It's good to be on this side. Right, interviewing me today.
You're welcome, sir. And then we have Blessing Danga, who is the clinical psychologist and the program officer of Mindwealth Medical Services and Center for Addiction Management. Blessing.
Thank you very much, Ife. It's good to have you here.
Okay, can we meet you, sir?
All right. I'm sure that the viewers already know who I am, but for the purpose of emphasis and being on this side, my name is Dr. Stigma and Discrimination. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. I'm a certified management consultant. Well, when people ask me where I'm from, I tell them what I think is appropriate for them to know. I speak Yoruba, so I am a Yoruba person by training. My mother is Yoruba, but my name is not Yoruba. My father is Yoruba. So, of course, as in terms of my educational pursuit, I went to St. Joseph's College in Ondo. Well, I started from primary school, of course, went to St. Joseph's College in Ondo, and then, of course, I have always wanted to become a doctor. But by the time I got to medical school, I discovered that medicine has different branches and different areas, and I also discovered that I love people and the things that have to do with the mind and behavior. So I started getting interested in the area of psychiatry. By the time I got to 500 level, I knew that was exactly what I was going to do. So I'm a fellow of the West African College of Physicians. I also have a master's in public health and a number of other things.
So we are so privileged to have you on the program today. Welcome again. Okay, so Blessing, can we meet you?
Okay. I am Danga Blessing, a clinical psychologist and program officer of Mindwealth Medical Center, Rantia. And I am a tarot person. That's, the Mafians, the tarot Mafians from Lantern North local government area of Plateau States. And I'm the second amidst 5 siblings. Okay. I had my first degree from University of Jos, Department of General and Applied Psychology. And I've also had my master's degree from University of Jos, also from the same department. Now, my passion into this work, boils from, concern I had for the teeming population out there struggling with one issue or the other, which I found it much more earlier in life, okay? Not much later, but earlier in life. And that has always been my dream.
Okay. Good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, my first question will go to Kingsley. I want you to please tell us what you understand by the term stigma, discrimination, and mental illness.
All right. Stigma is essentially when you view people in negative light, maybe as a result of a condition or particular issues in their lives. Sometimes it's not only about mental illness. Here we are localizing it to mental illness.
Okay.
But sometimes you can stigmatize people just for the race from where they come. And there are people that believe that, okay, there are people we call the pygmies. Those people, they are usually short and all this. People discriminate against them. Even the Red Indians in America, they discriminate against them, or they stigmatize them and discriminate against them. So when you see people in negative light, as a result of some attributes, of course, maybe disability, illness, and all those things, that is stigma. That discrimination is your attitude and behavior as a result of the stigma. So the stigma has to do with your belief system, while the discrimination has to do with the actions that you carry out as a result of that belief system. And of course, mental illness is when people have disorders of the brain or illnesses that affect the brain, essentially. And these illnesses affect the thinking, the mood, and behavior of the individual. And because the brain is the center of these things, especially behavior, thinking, and all those things, the brain is like the engine room of everything. You are seeing me now because the brain is interpreting it to your eyes that you are seeing me. You are hearing me now because the brain is interpreting to your eyes that you are hearing me. And the concept of illness and disease is that once something goes wrong with the organ that is affected, the function of that organ starts to misbehave, or let's put it that way. So, for the brain now, once something is affected, the thinking, person can start thinking negatively, can start hearing things that are not there, seeing things that are not there, having bad mood or negative mood, or sometimes excessive mood and all those things. Because of these issues, people find it very easy to say, oh, they don't understand this, and they say it's spiritual, it's this and that, So essentially, any illness that affects your mood, your behavior, and your thinking is mental illness.
Thank you very much, sir. Then, sir, I was wondering, can you give us some reasons why people try to stigmatize people with mental health?
Yes, like I was saying. Okay, for example, if I have hypertension, my heart is pumping blood more than it should, with more pressure and all those things. Eventually, my heart can start failing, and then I might start having things that show that my heart is feeling very tired and all those things. People will have stroke and all those things. So people can identify with that to be physical. Now, I think, but because my brain is now having problem, I'm now thinking in a way that is not normal. Now, if I'm thinking in a way that is not normal, people see it as something that is abnormal. So, for example, you crack a joke, instead of me to laugh, I'm crying. I'm seeing things that other people are not seeing. And in our environment, because of ignorance, they will say it's witchcraft. People are after them, spiritual attack and everything. So, things that people don't, they don't understand, they mystify. Especially for Africans, we have decided to remain very rudimentary. I told somebody recently, the devil does not have so much power as you are making it look. Now, if other people have done researches and they have done all those things, and they are able to find out that, okay, this is the area that is affected, and they are giving medication and the people are getting better. Why are we stigmatizing? There are captains of industries, there are prophets, there are presidents that have mental illnesses, and they are being treated and they are doing well. So the stigma comes from lack of understanding, and that we attribute those things to spiritual because we want to remain in that rudimentary stage.
Thank you very much, sir. It really explains why. Okay, and the second question will go to you, Ms. Blessing. What then is stigma and discrimination in mental health?
Okay. Well, this has to do with the way someone sees you, okay? Because he rightly said it. Stigma has to do with the way an individual sees you based on some attributes, okay? So it could be as a result of a disability or even the mental illness itself. Now, discrimination goes in a step ahead, okay, in which the individual goes ahead to treat you in a certain way because of your illness. Okay, so when you talk about discrimination and stigma in mental health, this has to do with the way an individual sees you and treats you just because of the fact that you have mental illness. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And he has also explained one of the reasons why it is done like this.
It is being done like that, particularly when they label you, and that is not right. Just like saying, instead of saying a person experiencing psychosis, you say this person is psychotic, or this person is mad, or this person is insane. These are demeaning words. It's not really the right thing to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so the third question will also go to you. Says, what are the harmful effects of stigma and discrimination against individuals with mental illness? What are the harmful effects?
The effects are so enormous, okay? Because once this individual have been stigmatized and discriminated, it will dampen their mood of, making them to go out and seek for help. It weakens their ability to seek for help or to go out there to access help. And then it worsens their condition. It makes their condition worse because they begin to fault themselves somehow. Now they go on to, that's where the self-stigmatization now comes in. They look at it as if it's something that they put upon themselves. Meanwhile, this is something that they cannot control. So they begin to stigmatize themselves also. So it has a way of making their conditions worse. And then the feeling of shame can come inside. Okay, feeling of hopelessness and even isolation. The person can begin to leave, the normal people, and then he's just there on his own. And that can also make the condition worse. Okay? And apart from that, it also leads to, lack of understanding, by the family members or even the friends around the individual. And when there is a lack of understanding, there will be little support. There will be little help being rendered to this individual suffering from this condition. Imagine like, okay, a situation whereby a patient is having serious vibrancy, can't sit, at home, and then the relative will look at it that, okay, it's because this person is wandering here and there, that is why the illness refuses to go. Meanwhile, they don't know that wandering here and there is also part of the illness. So lack of understanding from the family members who actually makes the situation even worse. Now, another thing is that most of these people are actually even victims of bullying. Okay? They are actually victims of bullying, not even the perpetrators. You know, when something happened, the media will go as well as saying that, you know, the person who does this an act, the person is mentally insane. Let's assume that there is a bombing that, you know, an individual carried out in a certain place. The victim or the suspected person is being brought into, you know, the custody. And then they'll begin to look at the person. You know, the media can just publicize and say, this person is mentally unstable. That is why he did this or did that. Now, when you do such a thing, you are bullying. Because you've not even, most of the people who actually, will I say, are victims of, you know, this kind of cases are much. The people who actually, although they are linked to victims of crime, but the percentage is very minimal. But the people who does that most, hatred is not even in itself. So, you know, the person who is actually being bullied is an individual who is suffering from mental illness. Because he's wandering on the street, he's seeing things, he's hearing voices, he's, you know, relating, because based on what he hears, an individual can begin to pick stones and stone this individual. They can even begin to pour dirt on this individual that is suffering from mental illness. That's a form of bullying. It is also, you know, form of physical violence on this individual. And so the effect is really bad. And so it is not to be done. Now, it can also lead to poor housing, unemployment issue, because the person is having a mental illness. You can even tell him to go on the street. They send him off, you know. They don't want to take responsibility. The support is not there. He's there on the street. There is no house for the person to lay, you know, no treatment. And apart from that, you also look at it that there is no even employment, because nobody will say, I want to employ someone who is not stable. Okay? So, but we actually know that these people can actually get help. And they can be stable. A lot of people are walking on the street. If they don't tell you, I'm mentally ill or I have an issue, you will never know. And they are doing well. Okay? So there is bullying on the part of these people. Okay? Yes.
Doctor, please, can you also put more light on
All right. She has mentioned some things there. Stigma has two parts. There's the public stigma and there's the self-stigma. Public stigma is the one in which the public actually look down on these people. They think of them in the negative. And as a result, they can deny them of opportunities. Now, what do you mean by deny them of opportunities? Because you have that stereotype that, oh, somebody that has mental illness will be those kind of people who are not taking care of themselves, who are people who are walking on the streets, who will get violent and all those kind of things. That's a stereotype. You have it in your picture that's how mental illness is. But I can tell you for free that majority of people that have mental illness, even some serious mental illnesses, as long as they are treated and they are doing well, are not like that. There have been presidents who have mental illness. There have been governors, even in this country, who have mental illness, and they are well treated, and they did 2 terms. We are doctors, we can't reveal too much. There are captains of industries who have mental illness. So that stereotype in which you have it at the back of your mind, it now makes people who have such mental illnesses, who don't have understanding themselves, to self-stigmatize themselves. So as a result of that, they also look down upon themselves. They see themselves as weak, because that's what society is saying. And then society, that public stigma says that, okay, society discriminates against them. So you don't want to give them a job and all those things. But we know that there are people who have mental illnesses, who are treating their mental illness, and they are doing well, and who are doing well in the places where they work, and all those kind of things. So the self-stigma also now makes people who have mental illness not to even seek for help, because they don't want you to laugh at them, they don't want you to stereotype them. As a result, the illness keeps on deteriorating. Some of them will not even want to seek for job, because they have been told that, oh, when you have this kind of mental illness, you cannot attain to the best of your height. And it's not so. There's one woman that is called Patricia Deegan. Patricia Deegan is one of the doyens of recovery recovery movement in mental health, whatever. Patrick Gandigan was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is one major mental illness. But while she was in treatment, that was when she received the inspiration that the way people are being treated and all those things is not adequate enough. There should be a better way of handling people that have mental illnesses. But she didn't talk, because if she had talked that time, they would have said, oh, she's having delusion of grandeur and all this kind of thing. But today now, we are all advocating for recovery method of managing mental illness, psychiatric rehabilitation. So what are we then saying? We are saying that they can even attain to the height of anything as long as there is that understanding. So stigma removes the opportunity for job, opportunity for housing, opportunity to be treated well, to be given respect and dignity. But once we remove that stigma, people will come for treatment early so that response will be better. They will be able to be who God has destined them to be. They don't need to feel inferior to anybody.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, for shedding more light on that. Okay? So the next question will go to you, Leslie. What are those myths or perspectives or beliefs that people have about mental illness? Even though the doctor has said he has talked on it, but can you...
Okay. Well, some of the myths, that's misconceptions that people usually have about, individuals with mental illness is that, once you have a mental illness, it means you are crazy or it means that you are mad. Okay? Now, having mental illness means you are vulnerable. Okay? Or you have an illness with challenging symptoms. Okay? And so the same with the person with diabetes. I can't make fun of someone with cancer because already this person has an illness that, is chronic and it needs management. So also it is with the same thing with mental illness. So for the fact that you have an illness, it doesn't mean that you're mad or you're crazy. And that is one of the reasons why most people, they don't want to identify themselves in mental facilities. They don't want to come, they'll say, no, I don't want to be here. Once they know that I've once been here, they will know that I am mad. I once been crazy. Okay? So it doesn't really mean that. Now, people with mental illness, there's another myth, okay? They say that people with mental illness have strength. That they often believe that they are violent, they have great strength, and they are very dangerous, people to mingle around with. But just like what I said, when there is a crime that happens, okay, most of the people that are actually perpetrators of crime and, violence and whatsoever here and there, they are not actually people with mental illness. Okay? These people are actually struggling in themselves. There's a battle going on in the mind. It's because they feel a sense of threatening from you. That is when they begin to attack. But if not, how then do we relate with people, in the facility? We are also practitioners. We talk to them. Okay? You have to talk to them to reason. But how then do we do these things? They are also first, you have to know that they are human beings, an individual first, not the illness. That is where we have to remove the labeling. Because if you attach labeling to an individual, you can't attend to the person well. Now there's another myth, okay? They believe that mental illness is spiritual.
That's what they see them as witches.
Okay, they see it as, issues of witchcraft, aljanu, in Hausa, anyone who is listening, you can actually get that the aljanu thing, they'll just see it as that. Even when someone is having a seizure, they believe it's aljanu that have possessed the person. Okay, it is not a spiritual thing. If it's actually spiritual, then medicine wouldn't have even worked in the first place. Just imagine the story of King David in the Bible and Saul. That was a spiritual thing. That was why when he was playing the harp, it actually worked. So spiritual goes with spiritual, and then physical goes with physical. Mental illness is a brain disease that needs, medications and psychotherapy to help the individual. So it is not a spiritual thing. So it shouldn't, that's why, recently now they are trying to incorporate the aspect of, psychiatry, psychology into even the religious aspect for these individuals, the pastors and, the nuns should be aware of all of these things because it has its own symptoms. And so the individual should make referral instead of, spending so much time praying and fasting, and then the symptoms keep deteriorating and the individuals keep worsening. Okay? So it's not really okay.
Yeah,
I guess
when we come back, Doctor, I would like you to throw more light on it. At least more important is strike a balance, because I know there's this struggle between spiritual and not being spiritual. So when we come back, we'll be going on a break now. Please stay tuned and don't go away. When we come back, we'll be opening our phone lines. You can call the number 09024387072 or send your text to 0803-0734-967 and join us in this conversation. The number to call is 09024387072. Okay, so stay tuned and don't go.
Hello there. My name is Dr. Kingsley Mayowa. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Network Consult Training and Development. At Network Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society.
My name is Oyewumi Olufemi. I've been following Dr. Okonoda for a while, but last year, October 1st, I attended a seminar at Mindwealth. I've been having great fears in starting up a business, which I had lots of plans. They were just on paper. But after I came to the program, he said some things that just made me forget about my fears. My business has started and it's doing very, very well.
At Network Consult Limited, we invite you to avail yourself of our trainings, workshops, and conferences so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Your favorite program on Friday by 5 p.m. PRTV, we'll be talking about stigma, discrimination, and mental illnesses. We discuss questions like what is stigma, discrimination, mental illnesses, what is stigma and discrimination in mental health, what are the harmful effects of stigma and discrimination, and we'll continue with the discussion. Okay, sir, I wanted you to try the balance. I know you are somebody who is very spiritual, you understand? So I want you to really strike that balance between spiritual and medication, because you are a doctor, but you are also spiritual. So and you also believe in medication. So I want you to clear the air for people who always like to talk about spiritual and leave medication out of it.
All right, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, because of the fact that the brain is the center of everything, and here, because the brain transmits hearing and all that. So when people have mental illnesses, they tend to have these strange occurrences where they start hearing voices of people that they cannot see, or they start seeing things that they cannot, and all those kind of things. Now, another thing about mental illnesses is that it goes with the cultural belief of the people. For example, if somebody is having what we call abnormal beliefs that are not compatible with the person's background or the person's belief system and all those kind of things, what we call delusion. Somebody in the US, for example, can say that, oh, the FBI, the CIA, they are monitoring him. That's a symptom of an illness. But in Nigeria or in Africa, Nigeria in particular, because of our belief system that we still believe so much in witches and wizards, and even when you go to church, I can bet you now, in a church right now, people are praying for enemies, you will not kill me, you should die, all those kind of. So it is that belief system that will be the manifestation of mental illness. So because we believe so much in witches and wizards, the person that is having the mental illness, we also believe it's witches and wizards that is after him. Secondly, when we hear voices like that or see things like that, because it's a strange experience, and our understanding of life, our worldview, does not go with the fact that the brain is the one controlling things. So the brain has gone wrong, that area, so it's malfunctioning. Oh, we think we must be enemies. Now the question is this. Blessing has said it the other time. Look, I used to tell people, if I deny you of sleep 1 week, 2 weeks, you can start seeing things that are not there, hearing voices that are not there, because the brain is stressed. Or you are doing marathon fasting, you are not eating, and you are not sleeping, you can be stressed, and those things can happen.
Excuse me, sir, let's take this
Okay.
call. Sorry, sir. Hello? Hello?
Okay. All right. So, as a result of this, people now believe that it is spiritual. But when we give medication, people get better. Does spiritual things respond to medication? People have come in the hospital and I've seen them, and they have said, "This is not a hospital thing. We must go to." And I have told them, "I am a pastor. I'm a man of God. I've been called to deliver you." That's not a lie, because it's my calling. But I use knowledge that God has given us. And of course, prayer works. It's not everybody that we even treat that gets well. That's why prayer will still work. And people get well and they do well. So this issue of spirituality, look, even if you believe it's spiritual, taking medication cannot be anti-spiritual. So take it, let us see.
That is it.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Well,
sir.
I actually have an addition to make. You know, just this myth just came into my mind. And it's a common myth, okay? That PTSD is a military disease.
What is PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder, okay? So they believe it's a military disease. They believe that because they are the ones facing the war front, they are the ones, you know, having all forms of violence and all of those things. So it is a military disease.
Let's see if we can take this call. Hold your thoughts. Hello? We lost that. I don't know what's happening. Continue.
Okay, so post-traumatic stress disorder, just like I said, okay, they often believe that it is a military disease because most of them actually do have this, you know, mental illness. But however, how about victims of sexual violence, victims of even domestic violence, child abuse, and all
Hold
of
on your
those
thoughts
things?
again. Hold on your thoughts. Sorry. Hello? Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Pardon? Okay, your name again? Dazaka. Okay, can you make your contributions or ask your question?
Yeah, my contribution, I really enjoy the program.
Okay, thank you.
I want to appreciate
Go on.
Okay, like we lost
Okay, we lost the call.
Yeah, we lost the call. Let's take another one. Hello? Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? We lost that. Let's continue.
Okay, so even individuals that have, you know, second-degree trauma, when I say second-degree trauma, individuals that, you know, sit and witness another person going through a traumatic incident and also be traumatized. In short, when even for most of us in this country, we've actually been traumatized. Hearing tales and stories about, you know, individuals being captured here, kidnapping here and there is enough to even cause trauma to an individual.
Okay.
So we shouldn't have those notions of saying that, you know, post-traumatic stress can only happen to a military person, but it can happen to just anyone.
Thank you. Let's take this call. Hello? 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 Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. Can we have your contributions or questions?
yes, contribution. What the so-called inspiration is like just as it is something that happened with us.
Okay.
A pastor, like he has been attacked and he has been captured. And spiritually, something was never to spread. It's hunger that is possible. This is position in one way or the other.
I feel like
Hello? Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, we lost that. Okay. So the next question will go to you, Blessing. So how do we stop mental health stigma? How can we stop it?
Okay. Now, one of the things we are doing, let me start from there. One of the things we are doing right now on air, is to educate the public, trying to make them to become aware, to be knowledgeable. Because most of this misconception comes from lack of, knowledge, adequate knowledge that one have about a certain illness or the complications attributed to it. So now we have to talk openly about mental illness, just like what we are doing. We have to educate ourselves and even others, particularly, the families of individuals with this mental illness. And then we have to also be cautious of our language, be mindful of our language. Instead of using, you are mad, you are insane, this individual has psychosis, we should be cautious of those kind of things, not to label an individual with the way we say things. And then we also have to encourage equality between physical and mental illness, just like what he said. The diabetes things or the HIV thing with someone who is also having mental illness. Because it is mental illness, it is, affecting the perception of the individual. So the behavior is being seen as abnormal. Then the individual is being stereotyped based on that, not knowing that that is also a symptom of illness. Okay, just like someone who is having some, issues with, the health, like someone with diabetes. Okay, some of those complications that come with diabetes. So when there is equality between mental health and also physical health, it will actually, resolve those balance. Then we should also show compassion for those with mental illness. We should, empathize with them, not sympathize, empathize with them, put ourselves in their shoes. We do all have brain. None of us is, let's say, immune to mental illness. So long as you have a brain, you can also go down one day, irrespective of your status, whether you're the president, you're the psychologist, the psychiatrist, the newscaster, or whosoever, you can one day go down with mental illness. So we should empathize with them, put ourselves in their shoes and see how they are feeling. Then we should be honest about treatment, okay? We should seek out treatment and also be honest about it. We shouldn't, refuse treatment, not living in denial. The denial of saying it is spiritual and it is not, the mental illness. So we should seek out treatment and be honest about it. And let the media know whenever they are being, stigmatizing. Let them know. How do they know? We can also write something that is stigmatizing, labeling people with mental illness. We should write to them. Let them know that it is not right, okay? And then we should not also harbor self-stigma, particularly to an individual who is having the mental illness, because that is the number one thing. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And also, sir, I remember there was a week you were in Abuja and people went to the Senate House of Assembly to do the Senate. So I don't know, sir, can we throw more light?
All right, what we went to do in Abuja then was the public hearing on the mental health bill. And this mental health bill is the bill that we are trying to pass in the country. For example, the law that is regulating mental health or mental illnesses, treatment and all those things right now is what was passed before independence. It was passed in 1958. And even it was based on something that was done in 1914. It is called lunacy law. What is the meaning of lunacy? Like lunatic. The people that gave us that law, the colonial masters, they have long gone away from that kind of thinking. And what is that law? That law looks at it that, anybody that has mental illness should be confined in the asylum. So it's as if they don't have rights. They are not human beings anymore. They are treated shabbily. That's why you have language like parole, as if they are prisoners.
Yes.
But we are saying no. Like I've told you, people that have mental illness have been governors, have been presidents, and they have managed their image because it's just another form of illness. So we are now saying that these mental health issues, such that when people have mental illnesses, they have access to treatment, and they cannot be denied the basic things of life. For example, in the past, when somebody has problem with mental illness, it's as if he cannot inherit anything anymore and all those kind of things. those things will be taken away. And then the way they are treated will be treated like human beings. In fact, funding has been a major thing. Like one of the things that we are saying, how do we make sure that the stigma is taken away? See, in those days when HIV/AIDS was first came, nobody wants to say, I have HIV, I'm positive. But now they say I'm positive, I'm living positively. Anything that is so difficult to treat, in the sense that you don't even know where to go, becomes a problem. Now we are saying that the funding will be taken care of, so that even when the government is funding health, a certain percentage is going to mental health, so that at the end of the day, the places for treatment will be readily available. It will be incorporated into primary health care and all those kind of things. So at the end of the day, it is not going to be, because usually what happens is that anything that is scarce, that is not common, that you don't understand, people mystify. But when it is readily available, treatment is readily available, people who have mental illness can even come up and say, oh, I've been having this illness for so, and I've been doing well. There is one doctor who has been having mental illness for many years. He did a documentary and spoke there. You know, when people can come up like that. There's somebody I know on the plateau. He's always talking about issue of mental health. That's the way to combat these things. So these are some of the areas in which we are looking at. So that by the time that mental health bill is passed, there will be more humane way of dealing with people who have mental illnesses. All those places where people used to be chained and locked up will be done away with, because those are part of the things that put stigma on mental health, so that people can be treated. If somebody has broken down and everything, given injection, taken care of, by the time it calms down and everything, treated and continues his life.
That's one of the major ways to stop discrimination.
Exactly.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Okay, we'll be going on another break. Stay tuned and don't go.
Mindwealth comes up. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better.
My name is Dr. Kingsley Mayowa Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Network Consult Training and Development. At Network Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, to cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society. We do this through our training seminars, workshops, and conferences on the issues of mental health promotion, peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among trainings, seminars, workshops that we have done for individuals and organizations like this, Network Consult also holds the Strategic Planning and Goal Setting Seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the Financial Independence and Wealth Creation Seminar on the 1st of October every year. We also have the issues of mental health promotions on the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We invite you to avail yourself of any of our trainings, workshops, and conferences at Network Consult, so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Mindwealth comes up. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody comes up.
Hello there. My name is Dr. Kingsley Mayowa Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Network Consult Training and Development. At Network Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to society.
Welcome to helping community.
My name is Oyewumi Olufemi. I've been following Dr. Okonoda for a while, But last year, October 1st, I attended a seminar at Mindwealth. I've been having great fears in starting up a business, which I had lots of plans. They were just on paper. But after I came to the program, he said some things that just made me forget about my fears. My business has started and it's doing very, very well.
At Network Consult Limited, we invite you to avail yourself of our trainings, workshops, and conferences so that you can have the life of abundance that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is Mindwealth for Life and Living, and the topic we'll be talking about today is stigma, discrimination, and mental illnesses. We've talked about what stigma is, discrimination and mental illness. We've talked about their effects. We've talked about the myths, beliefs, and how, and the causes of all this discrimination and how it can be stopped. Okay, so if you're joining us, we want you to tighten your seatbelts and join in the discussion. All right. Blessing, the next question for you is that these people suffering from mental health, do they experience any challenge in finding help when they need help, when they find out that, okay, I have a problem? Are there challenges in finding?
Yeah, there are challenges actually for people, that are having mental illness. Now, the number one challenge I see is that, when the individual or the family of the individual is living in denial. Now, when there is denial, not accepting the fact that this illness is mental illness is a challenge in itself. When you don't realize that you have a problem, then for you to seek help, you won't be able to do that. So that's the number one challenge. Okay, when they begin to feel it's spiritual, not a physical thing that needs the help of a professional, then it will actually reduce the extent to which they will seek this help.
Okay, hold on your thought. Let's take this call. Hello? Good evening. Can you speak louder, please? Okay. He's sending it to that. Please, can you speak out? All right. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right. And another, challenge is the issue of funding. Yes, even from the part of the individual and even from the government. If you look at it, I don't think there is, much allocation to mental health as it is to other areas of treatment. Okay, so the funding is very poor. Okay, and because most of these treatments is so intensive. Okay, and then there is, the facility at which the individual can get this treatment. Sometimes it can be expensive too. So the funding is actually an issue. And then there is also lack of support due to the stigma, that comes to it. Because if I know that I'm going to come out and tell someone I have mental illness and I'll seek that help, the stigma that comes to it can be a challenge, and then it will make me not to go out there to seek that help. Now, accessibility, now the places where these individuals can easily go and seek the help is not really being known. Some people can have the issue and they don't really know where to run to. That is why we are here on air to tell you that, okay, there are facilities out there, just like ours, which is the Network, medical consult, located at Rantia. We deal with, even substance use and even mental illness. We treat individuals with this kind of issues, okay? So one can, have all of those kind of places, to come and seek help. If they don't really want, there are also private owned, facilities, just like ours, and then there is that of the government, just like you.
Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost that.
Okay, so I feel these are the, some of those major challenges that individuals with mental issues usually face.
Now, one of the things that we need to also realize is that most people don't recognize it. They don't recognize the issues of mental illnesses. So when people have a mental illness, they say it's spiritual, they say it's attack and all those kind of things. They don't also recognize it because of lack of knowledge and because of lack of education. That's why we are doing what we are doing now, so that people should get to know. That's why, for example, I think I didn't know I'll be able to be on this program. Why? Because we have been conducting a training for people from federal government colleges in the North Central region, so that even in the schools, they will start to recognize the issue of, especially substance abuse and all this. You know, once people get into substance abuse and they get dependent, they can also have mental illness. The truth of the matter is that substance abuse is a form of mental illness in itself. So we are training them, we are teaching them. So the more we talk about it, the more we train people, they will be able to overcome these challenges. But if you continue to live in denial and you don't want to come out, you will not be able to get help.
Thank you, sir. And I wanted you to say something about where to find help too, but let's take this call. Okay. Hello? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Okay, we lost that. So, sir, where can...
Now, you know, like Blessing has been saying, help is usually not easily accessible. On the plateau here, where I know that people can find help, because if you have malaria or typhoid, you can enter into any private hospital. But for this one, it's not really like that. I know of Jos University Teaching Hospital. That's where I work, the Department of Psychiatry there. Even the Plateau State government does not have a single psychiatrist in their employment. All the psychiatrists on the Plateau now are working for Jos University Teaching Hospital. Because of that, I go to Plateau Hospital to render like a charity kind of thing. But I can only go there once in a week. And like this week, I couldn't go because I'm conducting that trip. As against when they have psychiatrists in all the general hospitals, all the cottage hospitals, comprehensive centers, and all those things. So then, of course, private centers, like our own center, we are there at Mindwealth Medical Center in Rantia. We also have some other centers like Senja and from Christian Hospital and all. So these are some of the areas. But that is too small as compared to other forms of illnesses where any place you go. And we are saying that because everybody has a brain, and because the brain is the controlling area of the whole human being, there should be more attention even to psychiatric issues. Almost every illness has a psychiatric component. People who get pregnant and have babies can have what we call postpartum illnesses, maternal blues. People who have chronic physical illnesses can have depression and other forms of mental illnesses. Up to 30% of them. People have stroke. We have 30 to 40% of them will have some form of mental illness, especially depression. And if they are not treated, they don't get well. So we should put more emphasis on it.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Can we take this call? Hello?
Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Stigma.
Okay. What's that? Okay. All right. We'll be rounding up very soon. And sir, I don't know what last word, what passing word can you give to people listening to us? Just a summary.
A summary is the fact that everybody that is on the surface of the earth has a brain. As a matter of fact, the brain is the engine room, control room of the body. There are people who are dead or whose heart are not beating, they are on respiration. They are on respirator, life support. But once the brain dies, we say that's brain death. That is the real death. But as long as people are alive and they have a brain, they can have mental illness. Because it is about their mood. Everybody can get angry, can get sad, can get disappointed, and once it goes overboard, there is stress or anything, they can have mental illness. Therefore, mental illness should not be discriminated against. We should not stigmatize the issue of mental illness, because everybody that is on the surface of the earth that has a brain can break down, especially with all these economic issues, with all these crises and stress and everything. And then we should give priority to it. We should stop stigmatizing them, because the more we stigmatize people, the more we make it difficult for people to own up to the illness and seek for help. And when people seek for help on time, they get better faster. And what we call prognosis, ability to live their lives, is increased. And you get it when they get better on time. So we should make up our mind that all this issue of spiritual and all this kind of thing is not backed by practice.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insight. Blessing.
Okay, one final word I will have to say is that just like what the doctor has said, so long as you have a brain, okay, you are not immune to mental illness. And because you know that one day you will also be at the other side. So we have to learn to empathize with these individuals, not to stigmatize them, but to encourage and support them to seek the help that they need. Yeah. And if we can go as far as, trying to even support them, as, by funding, we can also do that and help them to get the help that they need.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Kingsley Maiwa Konoda. You have really been helpful. I'm sure that our viewers today, most of them must have learned something new. And Blessing, thank you so much for adding your voice to this matter. Okay, this is where we'll be drawing the curtains. We've been talking about stigma, stigma, discrimination, and mental illnesses. We've talked about what they are, their causes, their effects, and all of that. And we finally ended up in where we can find help. But if you still want to join in this discussion, you can Twitter at Dr. Konoda at Mindwealth C, or you can send your SMS to our line 07050245234, or you can call our helplines if you need help 0810771741 or 0902438707. Until we come your way, another edition of the program, same time, same station, is bye for now and remain blessed.
Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody, through development and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better, 'cause we're taking you higher, You can be entertaining, so educated, making you so independent through